have found your way to this course, then there's a very good chance that you've recently been diagnosed with ADHD and that you're in that in-between space of trying to understand what this diagnosis actually means for you. If that's the case, then let me start by saying this. What you're feeling right now is very normal. For many women, being diagnosed with ADHD later in life is a huge moment. There's often relief that finally things make sense, but there's also an amount of anger, sadness, grief for the past you, and you often have lots of questions. You might be looking back at your life wondering why it was so much harder than it seemed for everyone else. Or you might be wondering, who am I now and what happens next? Well, this course exists because I see this moment every single day in my clinical practice. So what about me? Well, I've worked with hundreds of adults with ADHD over the years, supporting women at different stages of their life, from early adulthood through parenting, career changes, perimenopause and beyond. Alongside my professional experience, I also bring insight into what it's like to have ADHD. What I know for sure is this: a diagnosis of ADHD is not the end of the story. It's actually the beginning of a new one, and for the first time you finally have a map. I hope this course will be your compass. So what is this course about? A Woman's Guide to ADHD Mastery is a self-directed online course designed to help you adjust to your diagnosis and start to make sense of your life through a much kinder lens. This isn't about fixing you, and it's definitely not about turning you into someone else. It's about understanding how ADHD has shown up in your life, learning how to work with your brain rather than against it, and figuring out what you want your next chapter to look like. So how can you get the most out of the course? Well, before you go further, there's one really important thing I'd love you to do. This course works best when it's used alongside my coaching style workbook, A Woman's Guide to ADHD Mastery. And this can be downloaded for free from my website, www.drvickycleak.co.uk. If you can, print it off and have a little look through it. The course isn't meant to be rushed or binge watched. It's designed to give you some space to pause, reflect and gently explore your experiences, past, present and future. By the end of the course, my hope is that you will feel much more settled and adjusted to the diagnosis, less overwhelmed. You'll be able to understand what ADHD actually is and what it isn't, and hopefully be able to separate ADHD related difficulties you've had from who you are as a person. You'll have a clearer sense of your strengths as well as your challenges. You'll understand different options for managing the ADHD and what happens if it's left unsupported. More importantly, I want you to come away with more self-compassion and much less self-blame. So how is the course structured? Well, the course is split into 6 modules and each one builds on the last. One is an introduction to the course, what you can expect to get from it. Module 2 looks at your journey to diagnosis and asks a really important question. Who are you without ADHD and what labels can you finally let go of? Module 3 covers some of the science behind ADHD, the genetics, the neurobiology, executive function difficulties and common coexisting conditions, so you can really understand what's going on in your brain. Module 4 is the biggest module. We look at where ADHD may have shown up across your life in family, friendships, school, work, relationships, finances, parenting, menopause, and in later life. Module 5 explores treatment and management options, including education around ADHD, medication, therapy, coaching, lifestyle changes you can make that actually do help, and neuromodulation. And finally, Module 6 is about living well with ADHD, identifying your strengths, building support around executive functioning weaknesses, practicing self-kindness, and thinking about your next steps. So, final thought. This course is based on both evidence and real-world experience from my professional practice and from walking alongside women just like you. You're not broken, you're not lazy, and you're not failing. You are learning how your brain works, probably for the first time. So take your time with the course, use the workbook, and be kind to yourself as you go. I'm really glad you're here, and I'll see you inside the course.